Hello, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Amy Brownell, and I am here every single Tuesday at 1 a.m. I'm not 1 a.m. Holy banana peels, that'd be early. No, at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific to talk about all things CFO and advisory related. So today we are going to talk about cash flow versus profit and why profitable businesses still fail and why that distinction between cash and profit is so important. So again, my name is Amy. I go live here on YouTube on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. And we talk about all things CFO advisory related. If you want to go ahead and subscribe, hit that subscribe button, I would appreciate it. That way you get notified anytime we go live or drop new content. And let's get into this. I am excited because this is a topic that a lot of people get confused by. Not only get confused by, but it happens often that business owners confuse profit and cash flow. So I want to make sure that not only you understand it so you can explain it to your clients, but the business owners who are out there, they explain it to their clients as well. Or they understand it so they don't fall into this trap themselves. All right, so there is a situation, there are a couple of situations where a profitable business can go broke. And that happens when the business is making money, but there is a disconnect between when the money is made and when the money is collected. So let's quickly get into cash flow versus profit. And I'm actually going to throw in revenue as well. So there is a very clear delineation between what all of these terms mean. So first we have revenue. Revenue is the top line of your profit and loss statement. It is what happens at the cash register or on the checkout page. It is simply when somebody checks out and buys their item. So for example, if you run a retail store, it is how many items you're purchasing times the sticker price of each of those items. That is the revenue. So revenue is obviously a very, very important line on the P&L, the profit and loss statement. Just because there are some businesses that collect revenue at the same time that they sell it. So like, for example, a retail store. You sell an item, you run a credit card, and within a day or two, even less sometimes, you see that transaction, you see that cash coming into your bank account. So that is one of the key concepts around revenue. There are other times that maybe you're selling to a business on what's called terms. So let's say you sell a bunch of product to another store or to a wholesaler, and they buy the product, but they don't have to pay you for some number of days, whether that be 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. So you've made that sale, you've recorded that revenue, but the money hasn't been collected yet because they have time to pay. So that is part of the disconnect that we're talking about here. That's what revenue is. Now, profit is when you take your revenue less all of your expenses, meaning the cost it takes to create and sell your item, the cost of service, all of your rent, marketing, all of the expenses related to the business. So revenue minus expenses equals profit. Profit, think about if you were to sell $1 of a product of revenue, $1 of revenue, how much of that dollar do you get to keep after you've paid all of your expenses? So that is a really Profit is the bottom number on the profit and loss statement. So it tells you how much money the business is making after you pay all of your expenses. So the difference between revenue and profit, they're both on the P&L, but that's where the differences end. Revenue is the transactions that happen at the cash register or on the checkout page, whereas profit is when is the revenue less all of your expenses. So that is the distinction between revenue and profit. So what is cash? Well, cash is, on one hand, a pretty easy concept. You have $5, you got $5 in cash. But in terms of business, here's how it works. Think about that example that I just talked about, where you have sold something and you've recorded that revenue, but maybe you haven't gotten paid for it yet. So you have a client that's on terms. So let's use an example that everyone knows. Let's say the people who make this lipstick, this lip gloss, let's say they sell a bunch of those to Walmart. Well, Walmart buys them, but Walmart isn't going to pay for them for some number of days. So like I said, 30, 60, 90 days, can be longer, but typically it's somewhere in there. You will obviously, if you're a business, you want the lowest payment terms possible if you're the one paying, or if you're the one who's getting paid. If you are the one who's paying, you want the longest payment terms possible. So think about it from the standpoint of, I've sold something, I'm at Walmart, I buy this lip gloss. Walmart gets the money when I swipe my credit card transaction, but the maker of the lip gloss doesn't get paid until Walmart's terms are coming up. So whether Walmart has, let's say, 30-day terms, they have 30 days after that, afterwards, after I make that sale, to pay for this lip gloss. So you can see Walmart is getting that cash in the door immediately, but the people who make the lip gloss, they have to wait to get paid. So they've recorded the revenue, but the cash hasn't come in yet because Walmart hasn't paid them yet. So that is the distinction between revenue, profit, and cash. Now, like I said, that revenue recognition, when that creates a problem, because let's say the maker of this lip gloss, let's say they have bills to pay. Well, they certainly do have bills to pay. They're making something, so they have bills to pay. But if they don't get paid from Walmart in a timely fashion within that 30 days, if Walmart, for example, decides to pay them in 60 days for whatever reason, or is late paying them, then that business has what we call a cash crunch. They have revenue that has been sold. They have product that has been sold. Excuse me. They have product that has been sold, but they haven't received the cash for it yet. So it results in a disconnect. They don't have the money in their bank account to pay their bills because Walmart is, for example, paying them late. Excuse me. So that is exactly why profitable companies can go bankrupt, can go broke, because there is that difference in timing. Now, some of the common cash flow killers for small businesses, it is having extended payment terms. So like, let's say I am the maker of this lip gloss. If I have bills to pay, I need that money to come in as soon as possible. And I want all of the people that I'm selling to, the Walmarts of the world, to pay me as soon as possible. So one of the cash flow killers is having extended payment terms. maybe their payment terms are 60 days and they should be 30 days. So understanding kind of what that looks like. A second cash flow killer is not, what do I want to say? When the cash is, when we have to pay bills. So on the flip side, if I am this lip gloss maker, I want to take as long as I can to pay my bills because I'm waiting for people to pay me. So maybe the payment terms of what I owe the people, maybe I got to pay people to create this color, for example. That is a payment that I want to delay as long as possible, not to be difficult and not to get out of paying, but because I want to wait for the Walmarts of the world to pay me so I can then pay them. So we want a longer payment window on our expenses of what we owe. And then finally, the last cash flow killer is having a bunch of inventory tied up in this one lip gloss. So if we have a lot of cash, a lot of inventory, remember cash, inventory, accounts receivable, accounts payable, all on the balance sheet. If we have a lot of inventory tied up in this lip gloss, then it is going to be, and people only buy lots of lip gloss, let's say in $100 lots, then it is, or 100 product lots, then it is going to be difficult to get that cash flow it is going to be difficult to get that inventory to sell. It's going to take a while. So we only want to make as much of the lip gloss as we can quickly sell. So those are the 3 cash flow killers. So in order to fix this, a CFO does stuff like forecasting cash. So not only is it important to recognize when the sale occurs, but when the cash is coming in the door. So completing a forecast where it says, okay, here is our starting cash position. Here is the amount of cash, not the sales, the amount of cash that's coming into the business and when. Comparing that to, well, subtracting from that, the amount of cash going out of the business and when. And that leaves you your ending cash balance. So your beginning cash balance plus cash in minus cash out equals ending cash balance. So the critical factor there is all around the timing. So I would recommend that you as a CFO have those conversations with your potential clients and say, hey, what is a typical collection period? How long does it take for people to pay us? How long until we get that cash in the door? And then understanding what are the terms that we are subject to. So can we lengthen those? Are we paying on 60-day terms, for example? So really trying to understand the cash that's coming in, the cash that's going out. That's the kind of conversation that makes a CFO invaluable to the business. All right. So that is all I have today for cash and profit revenue. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, be sure to put them into the comment section. I will get them answered for you. If you have any questions or comments or concerns or anything, love to have a chat with you. Go ahead and post it in the comment section. I am having a challenge. It's called Game Changer Challenge. It's coming up on Saturday. And if you want to learn more about what CFO advisory services are, how we deliver those services, how to find and land those ideal clients, go ahead and register. It is the link is in the description of this video. It is gamechangerchallenge.com/one day /register/one day. That's not true. It's gamechangerchallenge.com/register1-day. So that is the link to register for the challenge. I look forward to seeing you guys there. And I will see you next week for another edition of the CFO Insider. You guys have a great week, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.